If you have the blessings of being a parent, especially a recent parent, you're recently a mother or you're recently a father, and you're thinking about the future for your children, the one thing you need to think about is in which culture, in which religion, in which future do you want to have your child? Hi, I'm Dr. Stephen M. Cohen, research professor of Jewish social policy at the Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion, and I'm here to talk to you about you, your children, your future, and most importantly, their future. These days, we have more Jews marrying non-Jews, in fact, people of all different backgrounds marrying people of all kinds of other backgrounds. And we have lots of evidence that good people can come out of all these marriages, obviously, but there is a strong argument in favor of a deep religious or cultural system that can enrich the lives of people, be they Catholics and Catholics, Presbyterians and Presbyterians, Muslims and Muslims, and in this case, Jews and Jews. Turns out that if you're Jewish married to a Jewish person, or if you're Jewish married to another person from another culture or faith tradition, you have a great decision to be made for your children. And that is, are you going to raise your children in some tradition? And I would argue, of course, I'd love you to be doing the Jewish tradition, but giving your child all the wisdom literature, all the culture, all the movies, the films, the drama, the music, the joy of one or another tradition, or are you going to raise your child in a fairly neutral atmosphere that is not permeated with rich symbols, with moral meaning, historical connection, going backwards, forwards, and throughout the community in time? This is a decision that you're going to have to make. And it turns out we're at a point in our history, in our Jewish history in America, when it's easier than ever before to partake of the Jewish tradition. There were years in America where people, frankly, didn't like Jews, where Jews, if they had coworkers who were not Jewish, at 5 o'clock they lost contact with those coworkers, and they lived in their own little social ghettos. I mean, even actually very nice social ghettos. That lasted through the 1940s and 50s and even 60s in America. And then America opened up. And America, which used to be very inhospitable to Jews, became extraordinarily hospitable to Jews. In fact, we went from being one of the most unliked white groups in America, this was true in the 1960s, to the most admired religious group in America in the 21st century. We have actual evidence of that. That means that there's no longer any cost to being actively Jewish. In fact, Jews are among the most affluent, the most highly educated, the most prestigious groups of people in America, and therefore being Jewish today is something that can actually strengthen the chances of your child's success in life, if that were an argument. So in talking to you about the future of your children, future of your family, I really want you to give good thought to the advantages and the possibilities of having a rich Jewish life for your child. You can do this by going to a local congregation, to a Jewish community center, to thinking about a Jewish preschool nearby, to spending some time with Jewish friends who are also leading a richer Jewish life, and seeing if that life is for you. So if you want to talk about this, you want to talk about other possibilities, please do get in touch. I am Dr. Stephen M. Cohen, professor at the Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion. You can reach me at steve34nyc.com, or go to the website completebreakout.com/connect. I look forward to hearing from you, and thank you very much for listening. And one more thing. Whether you like this video or not, I think you found this stimulating. Certainly if you're looking at me right now. And if so, I think your friends and your family will find it stimulating. So do us both a favor. Do them a favor. Share this video with your friends and family.